Hi everyone, good morning from Australia. It's 6:06 a.m. here outside of Melbourne, and I'm coming to you from the ashram in Mount Eliza. I'm a resident at the ashram of Swami Shankarananda, and once again, if you don't know me, my name is Nataraj Chaitanya, and it's a great honor to be here with you this morning, this evening, this afternoon. And so in the lineage that I come from, there was a great saint, a great sage, and his name was Baba Muktananda. And he traveled the world and he taught people to meditate, and he gave them the mantra, Om Namah Shivaya. And anytime people got together to do spiritual practice, when people come together, they call it satsang. And satsang is being in the company of saints and sages. When people come together to do spiritual practice, it's called satsang. And Baba Muktananda would begin each satsang by saying, with great respect and great love, I welcome you with all my heart. And he taught that this was the essence of spirituality, to welcome another person, to welcome yourself and the experiences of one's life with this feeling of reverence and openness. This is what it meant to be truly human. So I always like to call upon the power of the lineage, and I want to welcome you with great respect and great love. I welcome you with all my heart. And so I just want you to know that however you are, wherever you are, in whatever condition you find yourself in, this is the perfect place to begin. Our current life circumstance is perfect for our sadhana or spiritual practice. And so if we can attend to our life with this feeling of reverent openness, if we can expand ourselves outside of our limited ordinary mind, we can receive the nectarian Shakti, the spiritual energy of every experience and every moment. And to chant mantra is one of the best ways that I know how to do that. And so I feel very, very lucky, very honored to be sharing in mantra with you this morning. So today's mantra is Om Namah Shivaya. Who is Shiva? What is Shiva? Shiva is cosmic consciousness. Shiva is the Swarupa, the higher self, the self of all. Shiva is boundless love. Shiva is perfect peace. Who we are without any tension, that's Lord Shiva. And the path of doing this kind of sadhana, at least the one that that I'm on, it's a non-dual path. And what that means is there's only one thing, and we're all it. We're all made of this beautiful, sacred consciousness and energy. And so when we practice, we're practicing to realize that. So I'll just invoke the grace, the Anugraha Shakti of Lord Shiva just by chanting some opening invocations. It refers to the qualities of Shiva and honors the Shiva as the Adi Yogi, the primordial yogi, the primordial guru, Adi Guru, and says, let there be good feeling, let there be light and wisdom between us, between all of us who have gathered together here in this kind of cyber satsang. Sadguru Nath Maharaj ki jai. Om Namah Shivaya. welcome you if you're just joining us. My name is Nadaraj Chaitanya, and we're discussing the mantra Om Namah Shivaya today, which is very close to my heart. So first, I guess let's talk about, if you have questions as we go along, go ahead and type them in, and we can, this doesn't have to be so formal, you know. So, what is mantra? Mantra is a tool for the mind. Mantra is that which protects the mind. You see, from a yogic understanding, the world exists, we exist in a state of perfect fullness. But, you know, what gets in the way? Life gets in the way. The way we view our life, the way we hold our life. It cuts us off from our essence nature. Stress and tension does it. Negative thinking and negative feeling. They obstruct us from our experience of the heart. And so when we chant mantra, it gives the mind something to do. When we chant mantra, it gives the mind something to do so that, we're not caught in these thought and feeling loops that drag us down. And, the mind is constantly engaged in categorizing, analyzing, critiquing, judging, and it gives away our power. The mind has this way of thinking, and it says, I'll be happy when blank. And we live our life in such a way where we try and fill in the blank. And it usually goes something like this, like, I'll be happy when the world conforms to my desires, or I'll be happy when I, obtain this amount of stuff, or I'll be happy when I get this person to love me. And I don't know if you've tried or not to control the world, but it doesn't work, and it's exhausting. So we deplete ourselves of our own power by trying to find the answers outside. When we chant mantra, we give the mind something to do other than criticize, analyze, critique, judge, etc. And so what happens when we start to chant mantra is the current of our mind, which is normally moving outward into the world of I'll be happy when blank, right? The mind moves out and picks up experiences to try and better understand itself and obtain happiness. When we chant mantra, the current of the mind can start to pivot and start to move inward. And as the current of our consciousness moves inward, we can start to source our life from our own wisdom and virtue and light and Shakti. And so we start to recognize our own enoughness. We start to transcend the busyness of the mind. Yeah, so someone asks, why give the mind something, right? Because the mind is very, very busy. We think kind of a mile a minute. And thinking is a product of discontentment generally. I'm not saying that all thinking is bad. Please don't misunderstand me. But there's a brilliant part of the mind that we can access. And it's engaged with problem solving. But so long as the mind is looking for something else, something more, better, different, less, we can't realize the spiritual truth of our lives, which is how powerful, how sacred, how divine we are. And so through the path of mantra sadhana, specifically in the chanting of Om Namah Shivaya, it's what we call the direct path, because it is us contemplating our own consciousness as the highest, most sacred thing. Okay? So there is Shiva in form, and there is Shiva who is without form. And so behind me, you can see Lord Nataraja, and Susanna Harwood Rubin has already explained how beautiful, what the whole philosophy that's contained in his depiction, in his murti. And so, the mind is, everything in this universe is constantly engaged in the 5 acts of Lord Shiva. When Susanna explained this, she talked about kind of the Om cycle, that everything in the manifest universe goes through Ah, U, and and that's creation, sustenance, and dissolution. Now, in the philosophy of non-dual Shaiva Tantra, sometimes called Kashmir Shaivism, they added 2 more steps to this cycle, and that everything in this world is also subject to 2 kind of more mystical or subtle actions or processes, and that's concealment and revelation or grace. And so those 5 acts, creation, sustenance, dissolution, concealment, and grace, are going on continuously within our own being and within the world around us. And so when we start to recognize that we ourselves are a creative process rather than a fixed object, rather than something that's inert, we're not victims of time or circumstance or our history. We are this beautiful, divine, creative process. And so when we look at the quality of consciousness, we see its brilliance. We see that it's luminous and it's self-reflective. And so Namah Shivaya are Namah Shivaya are those 5 acts of creation, sustenance, dissolution, concealment, and grace. It's also the 5 elements. And so when we chant the mantra Om Namah Shivaya, it brings balance to the heart and mind. It pacifies them, and it says you can stop your wandering, you can stop your searching. Everything that you need is within you. So when we repeat the mantra Om Namah Shivaya, we should repeat the mantra with the awareness that we ourselves are Shiva, we ourselves are consciousness. Now, what does that mean? Let's have a bit of a dharana, a bit of a kind of creative, contemplative, meditative experiment, okay? So go ahead and just close your eyes if you're in a safe space to do so. And as you go inside, I want you to feel for that infinite space that exists inside of you behind your closed eyes. Maybe it's the space behind your forehead, or an even more spacious feeling within the body, the level of the heart. And so we're not looking for anything in particular in this moment. I just want you to feel into your inner world with your inner senses. What's going on there? Maybe it's tiny points of light, or a blue-green haze, kind of waves of rolling darkness. Inside of that infinite inner space, you can feel there's a pulsation. And the most manifest level, that pulsation is expressed as our breath or our heartbeat. But the chitta, the heart and the mind, they're made of energy, Shakti. And this energy vibrates, it pulsates. And it's that inner pulsation that gives rise to our thoughts and memories and emotions. And if you pay close attention, maybe you can sense for an even more subtle pulsation that underlies the heartbeat or the breath. And if you can't, no big deal. Just stay with the feeling of the pulsation of the heart or the breath. And just understand that this pulsation is the subtle essence of mantra. And so when we take these sound formulas from the Sanskrit wisdom tradition, they're aligning us with this subtle pulsation that exists very, very close. It's part and parcel to the very core of our being. And at the very core of our being is the same as absolute reality. love, consciousness, God, light, wisdom, peace. And as you feel for that subtle inner pulsation, bless your inner space with the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. Just like casting a pebble into a lake or a pond, just do it once. See what effect it has on your inner world. Once you can no longer feel the reverberation of that action in your inner space, go ahead and try it again. Gently cast into your inner world the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. And I want you to become aware that you have been observing yourself. Turn awareness back on itself. Become aware of the one who is watching. And so it's not that awareness is inside of your body or inside of your head, but consider that everything is held in awareness, consciousness. So feel that your body, your mind, your thoughts, your energy are all held in awareness, in loving awareness. Consider that all things are held in consciousness. So now with every exhalation, can you expand your awareness? Can you feel how awareness can include the room you're in, the other objects that are in that room? Let awareness expand out even more. Can it fill your street, your neighborhood, your city? Let awareness expand up and out into the cosmos, into infinite space. Just see how far you can get awareness to expand. And just rest in the spaciousness of that expanded awareness. And so we'll just spend some time doing a little japa of Om Namah Shivaya together. So you can bring it back to your inner space. We'll do it out loud just to connect with the sound current of the mantra. Shivaya. now start to speak the mantra. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Start to let the repetition of the mantra become more subtle. We'll whisper the mantra. Now go on repeating the mantra internally at a pace that's comfortable for you. And for our purposes today, if you lose contact with the mantra, if you start to no longer favor the thought current of the mantra, move towards a more manifest way of repeating it. Maybe intoning it, saying the mantra, or whispering it. And if the thinking mind is very powerful in this moment, say the mantra powerfully. And then move towards an even more subtle level of mantra recitation, just by favoring the mantra over all other thought currents. Like we did at the beginning. Think of it like casting a pebble or a stone into a body of water. And when you can no longer favor the mantra, when you no longer feel the reverberation of this sacred, energetic sound formula in your inner space, you just cast it back in. Honor and bless your inner space with the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. Consider or chant the mantra Om Namah Shivaya as if you are chanting or calling upon your own being, like it's your own name or the name of your beloved. And so we have been instructed by the sages to repeat the mantra with the full awareness that us, the one chanting the mantra, the goal of the mantra, which is freedom and enjoyment, and the mantra are all the same things. So we are perfect peace. We are boundless love. The mantra too, the scriptures say, an aphorism says, mantra maheshwara. The mantra is the Lord. And the goal of the practice, which is total freedom, total enjoyment, peace, love, access to our heart, they're all the same thing. Us, the mantra, and the goal of the mantra. So when we take refuge in the mantra, we have access to that if we can open ourselves up with that feeling of respect and love. We have a few minutes left. If anyone has any questions, you can go ahead and type them in. And I'll try and go live a couple more times today. In the meantime, yes, needing this mantra today and every day, refuge is accepted. Yeah. The mantra is the most portable, handy tool that we have to really remember the spiritual truth of our lives. That everything is consciousness, that everything is loving awareness, that everything arises from and subsides back into that love. Yeah, this mantra makes me realize that I need to be nicer to myself. Yeah. If God is omniscient and omnipresent and includes everything but you, that doesn't make any sense. So you have to extend that feeling of love and respect to your own being. You have to honor and worship yourself with the mantra, Om Namah Shivaya. How do we know if we're meditating or thinking? Don't worry about it. Whatever happens when you sit down to do the practice, that is the meditation. There's no such thing as a good meditation or a bad meditation. It's just something you do, like brushing your teeth. How long shall I use the mantra in meditation? Forever. Use it forever. In all times, in all circumstances. Honor every experience as being the mantra. How can we honor Shiva in our everyday space? Recognize or let your awareness bless other experiences or other objects that you come into contact with the mantra. Let the mantra become your mind's natural resting place. I used to live in New York City, and so when you go out into the the urban jungle of New York City, you can go on a japa walk and basically honor the things that you encounter with the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. Recognize that the whole universe has a kind of resonance, a sonic resonance. The whole universe is speaking to us if we can listen to it. And you can recognize that as being mantra. So, like when you pass a homeless person on the street, Om Namah Shivaya, before you take a bite of a really amazing cookie from a bakery, Om Namah Shivaya. As you walk down the sidewalk, synchronize your steps, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Let the mantra infuse your entire life and see what happens. Yeah. It is so important to be reminded that there is, beautiful, so much light and peace inside, even when we are in the whirlpool of craze and feeling discouraged. Yeah. Everything is the mantra. Everything is Shiva. And when we recognize everything as being Shiva, everything is being consciousness, it purifies the quality of our experience. Everything gets elevated. And not everything has to make sense right now. We're approaching the infinite, and it takes faith and patience. So have faith in your sadhana, have faith in the practice. How do we choose a proper mantra for ourselves? The mantra that works for you is the one that helps you calm the fluctuations of the busy mind or access some feeling of upliftment. This is the mantra that's appropriate for you. How do we choose a proper mantra? Yeah, or the way the mantra comes into your life. The sages, Shiva is so compassionate that it's created infinite expressions of itself so that it can come into perfect relationship with us. Our heart is something that's longing to be known. And so the heart is reaching out to us in every experience. All we have to do is open ourselves up to make contact with it. And right now the wisdom of the sages is coming to you in the form of Instagram Live, and it's saying Om Namah Shivaya. So you owe it to yourself to give it a shot. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya is an open secret. It's a mantra that's been chanted for a very, very, very long time. And so it's a Chaitanya mantra. It's been passed down from guru to disciple from time immemorial. And so anyone can chant the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. You can consider this its own kind of diksha or initiation into the mantra. You can trust in this mantra. How do you see how this mantra relates to others? Seems that in a way all deities have been chanting to in this few days are in some way understood to be awareness or consciousness. Yeah, there's only one thing and we're all it. The truth is one. The sages have called it variously. That's what the Vedas say. And so, that's it. You should chant the mantra that works for you. We're going to do a little bit of chanting of the mantra now. And then we'll say bye for now, and then we'll come back later. Shiva So once again, with great respect and great love, I welcome you with all my heart. I hope to go live again in about, let's see, like an hour and a half, and then maybe again later in the day. So it's 6:44 a.m. here in Melbourne, whatever time that is in New York City. So I'll be on Embodied Philosophy all day today. So if you want to interact with me there, yeah, New York, it's 2:45. So we'll see each other a couple more times today. And if you have any other questions, you can write in, and I hope to see you then. Namaste.